Hello, my awesome friends. It's another day on the DGX 670. I got a question in from one of our subscribers about the piano. I want to show you how to amp up the piano sound. So what I'm going to do is zero everything so you're hearing the piano exactly as it is. So I'm going to turn off any external EQ and make sure that what you're getting is vanilla flavored piano. So this is it, vanilla flavored CFX Grand. That's it. Now let me turn the volume up a little bit. It's as high as it goes. That's it out of the box, okay? To amp this up, you got to go into your EQ settings. When you get into EQ, make sure you max this volume up a little bit if yours sounds low. I've got mine to 127 now. You want to make sure it's the main lane. That immediately sounds louder. Now hit the tab buttons, the top right, go on to effect. When you get to effect, you see it's on hall. You can crank up the hall a little bit. But then you got to go up to reverb and amp that up in taste. Let's check this. You hear that difference compared to, see? So bigger sound, but you got to use reverb in good taste, especially when you're using a foot pedal. You don't want it to be so damp that the poor people listening have overdrive of sustain and reverb. It's not a good mix. So you got to use it in good taste. Like that. Okay, give me a few seconds. I've got an allergy attack going on here that I need to take care of. So I'm going to entertain you for a little bit with a demo. All right, back to our discussion. I'm sorry about that. I had an allergy attack. So when it comes to this keyboard, you can get whatever you think, all right? Whatever you can imagine, you very well can get. You hear that sound totally different. So in the mixer EQ, you can crank up the reverb, hit enter, and it shows you which reverb effect or which other effect you've chosen. So we have real large hall, medium hall, real bright hall, basic hall, light hall, ballad hall, piano hall, and just hall. You got to choose what you like, okay? So with that selected, coming back here, you can crank up the reverb depending on the style of piano. Now, you could go a step further, and if you needed more EQ, again, want to be on main, you can crank up the EQ a little bit in taste. See, that's super bright. Now, if I don't want all that reverb, I could do all the way up. Totally different sound. And then you can also raise up the low if you feel you need more bass. And that's really bassy. Too bassy, in fact. That's far too much. You could also take it down. Now there's no bass. I think the 0 point got it right. You could also go to the master EQ and make tweaks. Again, you got bands of frequencies you can play with. But I honestly think as is for piano is okay. Over here you have compression as well. This is overall compression. When you're lifting that compression, you're gonna get into distortion mode, so you gotta be careful. I would leave compression as is, texture. You got a little bit dull and brighter. Kind of like raising all the frequencies. So honestly, on this keyboard, this is what I like about it. It's almost, for me, impossible to not get a piano I can live with. You get what I'm saying? I can pretty much live with any of the pianos once I tweak them. You just need to make sure you don't overdo it, all right? Now, once you get that sound that you like, it becomes easier each and every time. Like for me, let me show you from scratch, right? So, turn the keyboard off. It's gonna mess up my audio, but I'll turn it back on in. All right, so let's turn the keyboard on. Okay. That's the thing about USB audio. Messes up the audio once you turn the keyboard off. So let me reconfigure. Alright, it's on now. And let's select. Okay, so we're back. So whenever you turn your keyboard off, if it's going through the USB audio into a DAW, it's always reconfigured when you turn it off. So now it's back. Okay, so turn on the keyboard. I got to perform real quick. Mixer, turn main up a little bit, tab over to my effects, to my EQ. Remember, you want main, don't touch left or layer, it won't make any difference. Boom. And I'm in business, and I can perform now. I'm ready to go, especially for solo piano. Now, something else you could do, if you feel the sound is not robust enough, you can include a layer, and the layered sound, you could choose a brighter or different piano. Let's try ambient piano, for example. I choose that as the layer. That's the layer. You see, it's got a nice little delay there. Okay, now, if I combine that with main, I now have two pianos. It's there. But the CFX Grand and ambient piano, to me, are rather identical. It's just the delay that makes the ambient piano a little bit different, and it's softer anyway. So it's probably not the most sensible combination, except you do something radical where you have volume and pan. You can pan your CFX Grand all the way there and your ambient piano all the way to the right, just as I'm doing there. You see that? So now it's separated a little bit more. You could even be more radical by doing an outright outward pan. So you got CFX Grand on the left, and you've got the ambient piano on the right. That's exactly what I've done here. Now, it may not seem obvious because they're very complementary. If I go to the layer and I choose a different piano, totally different piano, like, okay, something outrageous, harpsichord. Now you hear it on the right. If you're wearing the headphones, you can hear it on the right. Cocktail piano, all the way on the right. Now, when I put the left on, you hear the CFX Grand and the cocktail piano. All right. I better make this quick. I'm running out of power. you can get some pretty interesting sounds by just playing about, okay? Going back. Okay. My microphone is not having a very good day today, apparently. But what I was saying is, going back here, you could choose in layer something brighter, like bright piano. And then on this side, you have CFX Grand. Together, nice match. You wouldn't know that those were two different pianos, but they both bring something unique to the table, brightness and depth. And that's how you do it. That's how you combine sounds. That's how you maximize the power of having a stereo piano sound, where you can pan to the left and the right. And speaking of, you can also add the left. So if you're putting on the left and you were choosing like a bass, if you were playing without a bassist, that is, you got that bass down there and you've got your pianos stacked up here. Now, even more impressive when you make it a nice pad. So you got some good pads here, like that, and then bring it center so they're nicely stacked, and you got Alright, my friends, well, that's it. I hope that gave you perspective on what you can do with your piano. Remember, it's all about mixer EQ. That's where the magic happens. You got to spend time getting good with the mixer EQ settings. You'll be glad you did. See you in the next one.